Hello everyone, this is Betty McKnit here, your crochet mama. I have not been on in a while because I haven't been feeling well. I caught the bug over the holidays and I've just been a little down. Since then I was feeling better, but I still, like, the cough keeps coming back. So I'm here. We'll see how I do tonight. I've got my little candy dish full of cough drops, and I got my ginger ale, and we'll just see how I do. I'm working on the 6-day Ridgy Didge blanket. Okay, it says I'm streaming. I'm streaming in all the places. Yay! I'm there. Let me just check on my YouTube. Make sure it's firing on all the cylinders. Yes, it's there. Oops, quiet, be quiet. So I'm doing the 6-day Ridgy Didge I've been working on for a while. I'm doing a start to finish, watch along, crochet along. It's not really a tutorial at this point because the blanket is so repetitive that I don't think you really need me to explain every single row, but here it is. I've done, so this crochet along, this video series this is the 12th in the series, but I've been working on the blanket for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 days got me about one full repeat of this color stripe sequence, which I think I figured out I need to do 3 more times. So that's going to give you an idea. I have about, 6 times 3 more stripes to go, and I've been doing about 1 stripe per live, maybe a little bit more. It only is good for me to sit in a chair, in this particular chair, for a couple of hours at a time. So I don't know, we could be working on this one for a while, people. Oh, my stitch is about to come undone. So anyways, that's how long I've been doing it. If you want to, I feel like I have, there's like a timer going off or something. Echo, stop. Echo, stop. I think it stopped. I must have been taking a nap. All right, I don't know what I was saying. Let's work on this blanket. And if I start coughing too much, I'm going to quit. Let's see. Wow, that really makes my eyes look weird. Let's see. The yarn that I'm using is Lion brand Respun. It's a worsted weight recycled acrylic yarn. And I'm using 6 colors. I chose the colors that I felt excited about. And hey, Andrew. Yes, Nadia, I have a YouTube for tutorials, and this replay will be over on YouTube. If you feel like you want to do the entire thing along with me, you can go back to the beginning of the series, and I start with the swatch. And yeah, I'm Betty McKnit everywhere, so just look for Betty McKnit. And this is the 6-day Ridgy Didge. If you go over to YouTube, you'll see a much more accurate representation of the colors. The colors on YouTube, I keep forgetting, are weird. Okay, I'm already, have y'all seen my shrug and loved on my shrug? I'm gonna take it off because I'm hot already. So I hope everyone saw and enjoyed my 6-day shrug. There you go. Okay. So I am using, let's see, 6 different colors for this one, and the color that I'm working on here that I have in my hands is called Cranberry. And we have some feelings about that name, don't we? Like, I don't really think this is the color of cranberry, but there it is. Hey, beach girl. You can't crochet along right now. Are you okay? What a way to start your year, you know. Just been like, you have all these plans to like hit the ground running at the start of the year, and I've just been like going from the couch to the bed, back and forth again. Excuse me. So we'll see how I do. Let's see. How's everyone's weather been? Let's get rid of this. Oh yeah, and I forgot that I was using Cheer on this. This is Scented Stitches Stitch Balm. It's an aromatherapy balm, and you put it on your finger where you tension the yarn, and the aroma goes into the yarn. It smells nice. I can smell. That's a good sign. It's supposed to dip below freezing again here long enough for pipes to freeze. And that's the thing I always have to worry about here on the Outer Banks. Last year my pipes froze and burst, and that was a big pain in the butt. So let's see, my yarn. This color is called Cranberry. And then the stripe, this one is Fjord. Amber, I believe this one's called Amber. Dark Denim, Sahara, and Heliotrope. Those are the names of the colors. It's been so long since I started, I don't even remember the details of some of this blanket. The Ridgy Didge is a textured technique where we've changed row 6 of the blanket to post stitches so that you have a ridge row. And then we also change colors on that row to create a contrasting ridge stripe, a little bit of texture for the 6-day blanket. One, two, three, four. And it's just repetition at this point. Even though I've upsized this beyond the point where it could be done in 6 days, it's still going to come together really fast. You'll see. Hey, Amanda. Good to see you. Thanks for sharing the live. Oh, Andrew, I have a box of stuff here for you. I haven't sent it yet. It's been on my table and I keep throwing things in there. Now my box is too small and I need a bigger box. Oh, what was that? So is everyone having snow days today? Did we have school? Did we get out of school early or school closed down today? Tell me all about it. Cold and windy and a little snow. I'll have to leave my water running tonight when I go to bed so things don't freeze up. It was supposed to snow today, but it wasn't cold enough. Maybe we'll get some snow tonight. I think we're just going to get the wind. I hear the wind starting to blow already. You're supposed to get in Richmond. Yeah. Your schools were closed twice this week. I want it to stop snowing and to warm up over -0. And I haven't left the house. I went to the grocery store tonight to get some more Robitussin so I could sleep. Hey, Northwest Indiana. Welcome. Two-hour delays. Two-hour delay. You might as well just close the school at that point. Thank you, 3 Divas. Eat a couple of marshmallows. I don't own any marshmallows, but that sounds nice. That sounds fun. I did something when I was sick I almost never do. I made myself cookies. It's not something I do all the time. I had some chocolate chips in the freezer. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, something's off here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Something is off. Something just doesn't look great here. I had some frozen chocolate chips that had been in the freezer for I don't even know how long. And I made myself some chocolate chip cookies. It was nice to have those cookies. I don't know that they were really good for my throat, but it was nice to have them. And then I made, like a whole batch, and I baked like 8 of them at a time. And I left the batter in the fridge. And the last batch, I was so out of it that I burnt them. I forgot to set a timer. And I was just sitting there in my little sick haze thinking, I smell cookies. Oh, yeah. I made cookies. And they were pretty overdone, but you know what? I still ate them. They were fine. Hey, Susan, I'm making the Ridgy Didge, 6-day Ridgy Didge. If you click on the poll, you can see all the details. Thanks for sharing the live, Andrew. Still haven't figured out what kind of edge I'm going to put on here. I got a while before I decide. My goal was to finish this by the end of January, but I don't know at this point. I think I'm going to have a tough time unless I work on it off video, which I might do, because really I'm just that is my marker to remember to aromatherapy my finger. Whoops. You got muted on TikTok. Oh, and you thought that was okay, would be okay to come over here on YouTube and complain about it. If a mod mutes you on TikTok, I don't think you should be coming over to YouTube complaining about what happened over there. I don't want any drama. Y'all keep your drama. Take it somewhere else. Della said, did your friend have her baby? Yes, she did. She called me up there a couple days after Christmas. Her water broke on the full moon. And she texted me and said, can you come tomorrow? And I drove right up. I was there for 1, 2, 3, 4. I was there for probably about a week. I was going to stay longer, but I got sick. And after a day or two of being sick up there, I said, it's probably best for me to make my way home and not hang around here, you know, in the state that I'm in, sick like this. So, yeah, I spent a couple days just in bed there, and then I drove myself home, which wasn't fun, but I did it. I made it home. Went out and cleaned up my car a couple days later after I got back. You should have seen. I'll tell you what, I haven't never been through so many tissues in my life. I must have gone through an entire box of tissues in the car, and I remember stopping and buying tissues on the way home. I think I had like a roll of toilet paper or something in the car with me. And I stopped and I bought like a 4-pack of tissues, and I bet I went through an entire box of tissues in the car. And I went out and cleaned out the car a couple days later, and I couldn't believe how many tissues were there, all filled with snot. But yes, she had her baby. She had a beautiful little baby girl. She had what was a normal length labor. She usually has really fast labors, but she had what was long for her, but normal for most people, because the baby had her arm kind of like wrapped around her face. And so it took a little bit more time. But yeah, she had a beautiful little baby girl, and it was really fun spending some time with them. They have a toddler too, and the toddler was having a little bit of a difficult adjustment at first to the new baby, but he got used to it, and things calmed down, and everybody was just hanging out at home with the new baby, doing our thing. I posted a little TikTok video of the oldest son. He crocheted. Well, the older 3, I've taught them all to crochet, but it hasn't, you know, how it doesn't always stick right away. So the oldest one, though, he crochets the most out of the 3 of them. And I sat with him and crocheted a few times. I taught him how to do a granny square. And he made a little granny square blanket for his baby sister. And then he said, now that I did a square, can I do a circle? And so I did a circle. I taught him how to do a circle and make that into a hat. So he made himself a hat. The other 2, didn't really crochet that much this time. Kristen says, every time I do the 6-day star blanket, I get off track somehow. All right, well, I have videos on YouTube. They're not really step by I wonder if I buy the pattern, is it easier to follow than than YouTube? Well, the YouTube video is not the pattern. I keep trying to tell people this. People want to go to YouTube and just make it from YouTube, and that is not the pattern. The pattern is the pattern, and the YouTube video only explains the tricky parts. It is not the pattern. And I get a lot of negative comments over there on YouTube, and let me tell y'all what, this is the second time drama's coming up. If you say something rude to me on YouTube, you're just getting muted on my channel. If you come to any of my social media platforms and have any kind of attitude or drama, you're getting blocked or muted, because I'm done. I am just so done. It says on YouTube, this is not the pattern. The pattern is on my website. Follow the pattern. The paid pattern is the same as the pattern that's on my website. Honestly. The 6-Day Star Blanket is not a pattern that can be just taught on YouTube. When people make these rude comments on the video, as if I can go back and change it. I'm not mad at you, honey. I'm just annoyed. The blanket is trending right now, and a lot of people are going to the YouTube. And I mean, I get it. People don't want to read patterns, or they think they don't know how, but it's really an easy pattern. It's really an easy pattern to follow. So if you follow the pattern, and then if you get stuck, use the YouTube to get you through the tricky parts, you'll be fine. Most of the time when people have a problem with the star blanket, it's because they're only trying to do it from the video, or they're doing things or assuming things that aren't in the pattern. So just follow what the pattern says. Yeah, YouTube is great for support. And you know what? I'm cranky right now. I'm not feeling great, and I'm cranky. And it is not it's not a good combination. What I really need is a YouTube channel manager. That's what I really need, because I like going on and going live and just crocheting live and talking to people. But what I don't like, and I really can't do because of my disability, is sit in a chair all day and edit videos. It's just not, it's not my style. But I think the written pattern is very good. I saw where somebody made a comment on someone's video today saying the 6-Day Star Blanket is like not a normal pattern. I'm like, I don't know what people are talking about. This is what happens when somebody doesn't understand something, then they start saying, oh, the pattern is poorly written. Yeah, the video is just really there for backup and for you to follow along and have someone to work along with. Yes, Sammy Joe, exactly. If you follow along the video while you're making it. And I should take some of the older videos down and redo them because I've updated the pattern since I made those videos, and a lot of things are, I've changed the wording on some things, so the video and the pattern don't match in certain places anymore, but people try to just only use the YouTube video by itself, and it's just it just doesn't work. Thank you, Amanda. Oh, sorry about your surgery, Sammy. Are you okay? Surgery is not easy on the body. I'm 2 years from my last surgery, and that one knocked me out. I haven't really been the same. Yes, we got the best outcome we could have hoped for, and it's a miracle, really. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Fran Banan says, is that the wind I hear on your end? Yeah, it's coming through. It it it's just, I think that window, it's one of those old wooden windows, and it I think has like a little, it doesn't close all the way, so it's kind of whistling. I'll see if I can close it a little tighter. But yeah, it's not as dramatic as it sounds. Can you hear my water running too? I have my bathtub and my sink and my kitchen water running, and heaters in there, so my stuff doesn't freeze. It is picking up. I think we're going to have some gusts here, but it's not as bad here as it is in most parts of the world, I don't think. I know, it sounds like the Wizard of Oz, doesn't it? It's like do 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 do. Finding your pattern was perfect timing. I'll be making one of the star blankets for my grandparents' 30th anniversary this year. Aw, that's nice. Row 3 always goes the fastest. Whenever I am talking to my sister on the phone and she's crocheting, she always goes, "I'm on your favorite row," whenever she's on row 3. I'm going to try and make lots more star blankets this year. They are my favorite. Yeah, and there's so many variations now of the star blanket. You can do the star, the superstar, which is 14 points, the supernova, which is 14 points with 7 big points and 7 small points. And then I'm doing Ridgy Didge. Well, I have done Ridgy Didge versions of all of those, which are in testing right now. And I'm going to release those as soon as possible. And then if you're in the McKnitiverse, I have an 8-pointed star and a 16-pointed superstar. The 16-point superstar comes out beautiful. It's like almost perfectly round and a chevron shape. It's really pretty. So we have those. And then I haven't tried making a 16-pointed supernova. I bet it would work though. I should try it. Let's see. And then I have people bugging me for a poncho, a 6-day star blanket poncho, which personally, guys, I don't think it's going to look good. But, you know, I'm going to do it anyways because enough people have bugged me about it. And then somebody did a YouTube about, you know, that they tried to do it and they really just made a ruffled collar. You can't just do what they did in their video to adjust the pattern. I would really prefer people didn't make pattern adjustments and tutorials and videos about what they're doing with my patterns without asking me permission first. Because, yeah, then it feels like you're just, what do they call it? Strap hanging? I don't know. The word tailgating is in my mind, but stealing it, really. I'm trying to be nice. There's that bootlegging. It's copyright. Yeah, but nobody cares that it's copyright. No one cares. And here's the thing. I could go after them because I do have an official copyright. I have a legal copyright. But it costs money, you know. I don't know. It's just more of a... It's just one of those things. It's like you're better off just getting your own idea, doing your own idea, you know, and doing your own thing. I have a space in my membership community too for people who want to like take the 6-day blanket and do different things with it and create their own stuff with it, with the stitches, and I help you do it. The latest one, and I haven't decided if I'm going to publish this or not. My members are encouraging me to publish it publicly. Sometimes if I do stuff and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure about this one, I just publish it in the membership, and I just give it to the members, and I don't do it publicly. I just put it in there. Like the 8-point star and the 16-point superstar, those are members only patterns. Yes, there are YouTube tutorials on the star blanket, but they are meant to help you with the pattern. They are not meant to show you how to make the blanket without the pattern. You need the pattern from my website, and then follow along on the YouTubes. Yeah, but the latest thing I worked up in there was somebody said, do you think you could take the 6-day infinity scarf and not make it an infinity scarf, make it a regular scarf and put pockets on it and basically make it a pocket shawl but with a hood? And I thought, why would you want a pocket shawl with a hood? And but I did it anyways because I had kind of like all the parts in different patterns that I could just kind of cut and paste together into one pattern. And so I did that, and I still think it's kind of weird because why would you want a hood on a pocket shawl? But I don't know, my members really seem to like it. See if that helps with that whistling. My members really seem to like it. I wish I had it right here. I would show it to you all. I don't know where it went. What else do I have over here? Andrew, I've just been going through my stuff, and I have some leftover full balls of yarn from patterns, projects that are done. Just extra leftover skeins, so I've been putting those in a box for you. Let me hit another cough drop. Let me do my little bit of my routine since I'm this is my favorite oil for hands. Okay. I crochet a lot. So this is my routine. I use this massage oil and this massage tool, which is called a face blaster. To keep my hands healthy. This tool stimulates the fascia, which is the connective tissue that's that lines all your muscles and ligaments and joints. It's like a fiber optic connective tissue system. This promotes lymphatic drainage and helps my hands from being like super puffy. See, wherever you see those red spots, that's where I have like adhesions that it's like breaking up and loosening up, and you can see the blood flow. I have like sun damage on my arms too, so you can also see that, but okay. And then I have these. I'm not in pain right now, so I'm not going to use this, but these little titanium dots, they're very inexpensive. They cost about $12 for a pack of like 70, and you can put them on your body anywhere you have pain or stiffness or whatever. And I'm not exactly sure how these work, but it has something to do with the bioelectricity in your body, which is I think also how like acupuncture works along the meridians and the energy lines in your body. So this some of my members are using these, and you can put as many of them on your body at once as you want. And then what will happen, you can leave it on there. They stay on if you don't get them wet. They'll stay on for a few days. But what will happen is you will forget that you're wearing it. You'll forget that you had pain, and you will forget that you had it on, and you'll find it in the laundry somewhere. And they work really well. Okay. So that's just part of my routine. Stopping and getting up out of my chair once an hour is also supposedly part of my routine, but sometimes I lie about that and I don't get up. My chair is so squeaky, it just sounds like it's gonna die when I get up and down. Row 4, single crochet row. What am I doing? Hold on, I missed one. Thank you, Cindy. Cindy says, I really like the colors you chose. When you, if you go over to my YouTube channel and watch this live over there, you will see the, a more true representation of the colors over there. For whatever reason, on TikTok, they are not showing up as accurate as they do over on YouTube. But thank you. Somebody on YouTube told me that they thought the colors were atrocious, and then I muted them. She didn't have to say it like that. Can you all hear that wind now? Yeah, I think my window wasn't quite closed all the way. I chose the colors that I was excited about. I didn't use color theory or anything like that. I had, I mean, you can watch the replays from the beginning if you want to see my process. I was trying to do 5 or 7 colors. I was trying to not do 6, and 6 is the number of colors I ended up with because that was the number of colors that I liked. But I keep saying I'm going to do a little bit more about swatching with this one because I did swatch, but I wasn't real clear about how I measured my swatch, but I need to do that again with some of my projects. You have to do you. At the end of the day, you have to feel good about it because life is too short to be crocheting with yarn that's some caca color that you don't like. And that's what, I mean, I know people like fall inspired colors and autumn leaves inspired colors, and those were the kind of colors that I had. And I just, it just didn't excite me. The colors felt like blah and caca to me. That's what kept coming to mind. I was like, this is a caca brown, this is a caca whatever. They're fine colors. Just didn't, and some of them were kind of close to some of the other colors. Like I had this yellow and I had like a mustard yellow. I love mustard yellow, but next to this yellow, it didn't excite me as much. So I put all the colors that I didn't use in a box and I'm sending them to Andrew. So Andrew, you have some caca colors coming your way. I hope you can do something for them that you can feel excited about. Andrew's like, oh, thanks. Let me make myself a caca sweater. Excuse me. I'm surprised I lasted this long. But let me tell you what, I really missed going live. I mean, I had a meeting yesterday, and it's been like 3 meetings with this particular group that I've shown up for, and I'm like, I'm sick. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're still sick. And I was like, I haven't even been able to go live. That's when you know I'm not okay. It's Friday night. You know where I'm at, live on TikTok. So let's see. Not this past Wednesday, but thank you. I was doing better, and then what happened was I had a nail appointment a week ago Wednesday, and I before Christmas I had gotten my nails done, and they made me take off my acrylics. So I'm not wearing acrylics right now, y'all. I am wearing dip. The dip, whatever. I don't know what it is. It's called dip. And so I went for my nail appointment, and they were like, all your acrylics are lifting, you need to take these off. And I was like, no, I don't like taking them off because my nails are so thin that to take them off just like it just destroys my nails, and it's really painful. And I was like, no, I don't want to take them off. And they were like, they're lifting, you have to. And then some of the other techs who had worked on my nails in the past, and it had been like months prior to this, she had told me, the next time you come, you have to take your nails off because they're lifting. And I said, well, let's just fill one more time and then we can remove them next time. Well, that was like months before. And after I had that appointment months ago, I let my acrylics fall off, and I completely grew my nails back out before I had another set put on. So now I'm on the new set and they're saying, you have to take them off. We told you had to take them off. And I was like, no, no, no. I already took them off and grew my nails all the way out. And this is a new set. And they were like, well, they have to come off. So they took my nails off and they were like, you should really do dip. It'll be better for you. So they dipped my nails and they said the only thing about this is you can't let them go for 3 weeks or, like acrylics. You have to make an appointment, come back every 2 weeks and have them redone. And I was like, well, I don't like that because it's the taking it off and putting it back on that's bad for my nails. And they're like, no, 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 no. We're going to soak it off and it's not going to damage your nails. And then we don't do all the filing and everything. So I was like, all right, I'll try that. So I tried that. They talked me into it. I got my nails dipped and they said, you have to make an appointment. You have to come back and you have to keep it up. So after 2 weeks, I had my appointment, but I was still in New York. And so I called and I was like, move it up 1 week. I'll come next week. So at this point now I'm at 3 weeks and I haven't had my nails done, but they were still, they were still in okay shape. I thought they were fine. But when I got to that 3 week mark, even though I was still feeling like not really 100% well, I was still like, I need to go and get these done because they said 2 weeks and it's been 3 weeks. So last Wednesday I went up to Norfolk and I got my dips, double dipped, re-dipped, or whatever. And so that was that. So I made myself go all the way to Norfolk. And then, thankfully, I needed a new vacuum cleaner. So I went to Costco and I got a vacuum cleaner. And I never do this. But I bought myself some pre-made, like, chili, and I think I got some like Thai coconut curry soup and some burrito bowls. I got like 3 or 4 different things of like pre-made like soups and meals. And it's not something I normally do. And then the next day when I woke up, I was kind of feeling like I had been feeling better. And then I started feeling bad again. So I think that trip to Norfolk, like even though I got my nails redipped and I was able to buy that food, which that's all I've been eating for the since I was up there for the last week and a half. I think that's what I was leading into when I started this whole story was that thank goodness I went to Norfolk and bought that food. Otherwise I would have like not been eating at all. But I don't usually eat that stuff. I usually make my own stuff. Right before Christmas, I made myself a turkey, made a whole turkey, and it was amazing. I want to do that again. That trip did me in. I was feeling okay though before I went up there. And I was actually feeling pretty good the next day too. And then it was like it was the next day, like probably like a week ago on Friday. I woke up and I was like coughing and I hadn't really been coughing that much. I had had a cold. It started like at the top. It started in my sinuses and then my throat hurt really bad and then it went down into my chest. All right, here we go. Row 5. So yeah, the trip did me in, but then I was also well supplied. And then my new vacuum cleaner works great. I just broke it out like yesterday and vacuumed the house with that new vacuum cleaner. Yeah, and there was one day, and I think it was the day after I came back from Norfolk, I just like all of a sudden had like this burst of energy, and I took all my Christmas stuff down. I took my Christmas trees down. I like was cleaning the house. Um, I got all this stuff done, and it was like really late at night too, because I had been sleeping off and on like during the day because I had not been feeling great. So it was like, I don't know, 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, I'm going to take my tree down. I'm ready to be done with this tree this year. And I took down my tree. I took down my tree in my bedroom. I had put a second tree up in the bedroom for my guests. And I took that tree down, and I like went around the house like the Tasmanian devil, like finding all the Christmas stuff and taking it all down and packing it up real nice and organized. I had bought these two ornament boxes at Michael's and packed up all my new ornaments. I had last Christmas, after Christmas, I decided I wanted like all new stuff for my Christmas tree. And I had bought a new my old Christmas tree was just like a little pencil tree, so I bought myself a new tree last year, and I wanted new decorations and stuff for it. So when I was at my mom's last year at Christmas, they have like a whole Christmas tree village store thing, and they have a big sale. You know, they have all their sales after Christmas. And so I went up there and I bought like all matching decorations for my Christmas tree, but I never got to put them up. Because it was after Christmas already. So I just packed them up. And my daughter and I put them on the tree this year. We opened them all up and put them on the tree together, which was really fun. Hi, Camille. But yeah, I bought like nice ornament storage boxes for that stuff. And so I packed it all up and organized it one night. And then the next day I woke up and I was like, oh man, I overdid it. How are you doing, Camille? Did you get a part in a play? You got a newsie. That's fun. Is there a lot of dancing in that role? Yeah, we have rehearsal 10 to 6 with a 1 hour lunch break. Wow. How fun is that? I want to go to dance rehearsal. Those are the funnest of times. I mean, performing is fun, but the most fun is at rehearsal. especially in the ensemble. I love being in the ensemble. It's so fun. Hey, Bethany, sure. I'm using a Furls Odyssey hook. Unfortunately, they don't make them anymore. This one is an eye hook. It's my favorite brand of hook. That's what it looks like. It's weighted. Thank you. It's an ergonomic hook. They don't make them anymore, but they you can find it in like one of the swap groups. I think there's a swap group on Facebook or resale group, or find one on the secondhand market. They said they're going to come out with a new version of it, but I stocked up when they had their last restock in October because I know it's my favorite hook. So I stocked up. I have my whole collection here in my mugs. This yarn's a little splitty. Next color is going to be the purple Heliotrope. I still haven't used a full skein of yarn yet. I have 3 skeins of each yarn. I think that'll be more than enough. I'm worried this is going to start to get hard to hold. Might become hard to work on at this desk. Hey, Linda, thank you. Hey, what's up, Heather? Good to see you, my dear. Can y'all tell I'm just rushing to the end of this row? Excuse me. I want my little swan scissors. I took them in the other room. I gotta get me another pair of those. I can have a pair everywhere. This is how much of this is left. So I've done 2 stripes, and I think I said each color is going to have 4 stripes. I don't remember. I wrote it down, thank goodness. So it should be enough. I have 2 more skeins of it. And now let's grab the Heliotrope. Let me take a little side journey over here to Facebook, because I got people, oh God. Gotta love people who join Facebook chats and then they're mad. Let's see, Karen. Okay. Hey. Karen wants out. Remove from the chat. Here it was giving me all these notifications that this person had messaged the chat and they just wanted out of the chat. Color me annoyed. I'm telling you, just when I'm sick, I don't handle this stuff well. I get grouchy and my customer service is just not the best. It's just not. I lose patience. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Whoops. That wasn't too bad. Oh, I'm seeing comments in the Facebook group that I did not see over here. Let's see. Julian says, hello, working on my 6-day kid blanket for my 6-year-old son. Just finished an 8-point star last week. Loved making it. Definitely making more. People seem to find that 8-point star has like a rhythm that they like. Might be something about even numbers versus odd numbers. I had someone reach out to me on Instagram and they were like, is it possible to make the 6-day star blanket with 6 points instead of 7? And I was like, no, but I have a version where you can make it with 8. It's in my membership. And I said, why can't you just make it the way it's written? I think maybe that was one of the days I was not feeling so great. I might have been a little impatient with my customers. And they said, I just like even numbers. So there's something, and I personally, like artistically, I prefer odd numbers. Like, I think having one in the middle and then one on each side, to me, is like, I like that, like asymmetrical kind of symmetry better than having 2 on one side and 2 on the other from the split down the middle. It's just, I don't know how I think. It's different. I think it goes back to my days as a choreographer, actually, because I preferred working with odd numbers of dancers. Because you could always have one in the middle. Yeah, but there something about that 8-pointed star is Very satisfying to people, I've been told. Okay, this is row 6, which is the exciting Ridgy Didge row. So we change colors on this row, and we're working the double crochets. Instead of double crochet, we're working front post, double crochet. When you work a front post double crochet, you work around the post of the stitch. So this is the post of the stitch, and you work around that from the front. Okay, so you're going around from the front. And then when you get to the point, the top of the point in the center, double crochet, you're going to work 3 double crochet into the top of the stitch, not around the post, and then you go back to doing front post for the double crochet. Okay, so if it were a back post double crochet, I would work around the post, but I would come in from the back and go around the post that way. Okay, it's a little harder. I mean, none of it is very difficult, but so that's what's different about this row. Okay, that's what makes it the Ridgy Didge. And that's it. Also, the changing color on this row too. The 6-day kit blanket can look completely different depending on which row you change colors on. On this version, you change colors between rows 5 and 6. You can also use cake yarn and let it flow. We have one lady in my group who has done a bunch of Ridgy Didge blankets with the Lion Brand Mandala Bonus Bundle cakes. Oh, and they turn out amazing. Andrew, whoever you want muted is muted. I don't care what the reason is. If you say they're muted to me. That's how we're going to roll over here. If you want them muted, they're muted. I don't even care why. I trust you. Heather says, also sick this week and also grouchy. I wish I could just come over and crochet and talk shit. I know, right? Well, you're welcome to come to the beach house, but I think you'll be bored because I'm doing a lot of sleeping. But I do have a new TV. I got a new TV in November. I didn't get to put it up until my daughter came in like this. She was here like the second week of December, and she helped me install it. And it's ginormous, and I deserve that. I deserve it. My landlord was just kind of like, okay, then. Well, this is huge. And I was like, yep, yes, it is. It's a big TV. And this is my house, so sell it to me. This row takes the longest. Thank you, Sharon. How many more rows do you have left to do? I think, let me see. I think I have a total of 24 rows, Andrew. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and I've done 7. Let me look at the pattern and see what I wrote down. How many rows? 21 stripes. Okay, not as many as I thought. 21. And I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So maybe I only have 14 more to do. But I think because I have 6 colors, yeah, okay, it says with 6 colors, 23 stripes. Because you have to go through each color, I think 3 times. And then, yeah, so 23 stripes. And I have 7 done. So how many more is that? 16? Let me see if I can do 2 a day. I feel like that's a lot. But hey, KL. I'm finishing up a tree skirt that you so kindly showed me how to do last week. Okay. I remember somebody asking about the tree skirts. I remember going over there to YouTube and doing a little bit of organizing, but I think I got distracted. I don't think that videos are in order. I think they need some editing. I really need a channel manager. I really need some help with my YouTube. 6-Day Star is turning out great. Wonderful. Glad to hear that. Love your profile photo. Where is that? It looks like the Outer Banks. Watched your chat from a year ago. Aw. Ooh, a tree skirt. My next project. Thanks to whomever said tree skirt. It's KL over in Monterey, California on YouTube. Oh, Monterey. I used to live there many years ago. I had my daughter there. Andrew, I think I have some of my leftover holiday yarn in the box that I was sending you. Great deal on the pattern bundle. Oh yeah, you can get them all 3 for $10. I remember when somebody told me I should do those, make those as tree skirts. And I was like, nobody's gonna want that. Oh, how wrong I was. Well, I appreciate you saying that. I try. Let's see. So I haven't even done a whole stripe, a whole repeat yet today. Looks like my marker was on the single crochet row 7. I'm just about to hit row 7 now. It will be 60 by 70. Full size blanket. Twin size, I guess you would say. Oh, thank you. You know, it's nice. It's not my favorite to work with, but it was worth trying. It's a very nice yarn. I like the idea of recycled yarn. The yardage on these is incredible. 658 yards. This is the Respun bonus bundle. So it's definitely a good value yarn. And you know, I like the idea of it being recycled. I feel good about that. So I want to do at least one stripe every time I sit down to go live. I don't know. I set a goal to finish this by the end of January. I don't know if I'm going to make it. But I wasn't planning on getting sick, so. Whoops. I feel like these colors would make a great star blanket. I feel like this blanket should be so much longer. At the end of Jan, you got this. You're a pro. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to have to do a marathon, I think, at some point. Crochet marathon. One of my followers asked me if I would do one. Crochet marathon. Row 7, single crochet row. I love this row because you don't have to think. The only thing you have to remember to do is skip the second and the second to last stitch. And then you just single crochet across, and it is fun. It's a nice break after that ridgy row. Kale says, I enjoy ripple patterns. They keep me interested, but I can watch TV too. I know they're like the perfect marriage of mindless and just interesting enough not to get boring. What you been working on lately, Andrew? My patience and a new scarf pattern idea. More patterns. Good for you. I need to write up some things myself. In fact, I have a couple things that are like all the way worked up or in a pretty advanced stage of having been worked up and not written down, not written up at all. Usually I write it up and I put it in my membership community before I even work it up. I just have a few things to get caught up on. Like I said, I wasn't planning on being sick. I am going to continue my self-care meetings this year. I'm going to do them once a month. And I'm skipping, I think, July and December. So I'm going to do 10 meetings this month. I have posted them for free. I don't think I'm going to keep doing them for free much longer. I want to write a book about somatic crochet, and I'm going to be working on that this year. And I have some ideas that are bubbling about that, but I'm going to continue those meetings every month. So I think the next one is on the 28th, 27th, I think it's Tuesday. When did I decide to do it? The 23rd. Yes, the 23rd, Tuesday at 7 p.m. So you have to register for it. I guess I need to advertise that or I won't be having anyone there. Send an email about it. I just looked up all these times and did the international, I'm going to email you later. I might need the link. I'll send it to you, Andrew. No worries. You definitely should be in there. You would get a lot of support for your patterns and things in there. My membership community is called the Betty McKnitiverse. It's BettyMcKnitUniverse.com. If you want to join, I think I raised the price to about, I think it's like $13.50 a month. Costs about $130 for the year. $135 maybe for the year. I do legacy pricing, so as long as you stay in, you don't have to, you'll pay the same rate. And I do raise the price every year because I add so much content to it. It just keeps building and building. And I have more ideas all the time and stuff that I add to that community. If you're really interested in like my ideas, my new ideas, and the new things that I have coming up, that is a good place to be because you really are there for when I like work it all through. And a lot of the time I give my members, like I give them the pattern before I've even worked it up. I ask advice from my membership about, they're like my advisory council. Like I was talking about that pocket shawl that I did earlier. Somebody in the community said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you did a pocket shawl like this? And it would be like this and this and this. So I was like, all right. I wrote it up. I worked it up. And I showed it to the members. And I was like, here you go. I'm just going to put this in the McKnitiverse for you guys. This can be an exclusive. And they were like, oh, no. You should release this. This would do really well. And I was like, really? And they were like, yes. Excuse me, I've been eating too many cough drops. So that's one I'm going to be writing up and releasing. The Ridgy Didge, Stars, Superstar, and Supernova. Those I wrote up a while ago. Those have been in my membership community for a while. And they're just in testing now. Hopefully those are going to be released pretty soon. I'm going to keep going. What else do we do in the McKnitverse? I mean, we have meetings every, let me see. I used to call it Craft and Chat, but now I call it Crochet and Connect. Whoa, thank you. I don't know what that was, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Something went ching. Thank you. Oh yes, Bubbles sent me fire times 10. Yes. Thank you, Bubbles. Nice. Bubbles sent me now 7 more fires. Nice. Thank you. I think that I put in there when I reach my goal, I have to stand up and stretch. So let me stand up and do my stretches. Oh. So one thing I did right before Christmas was I signed up for a yoga membership, and I started doing yoga. Bubbles is broke now. Thank you, Bubbles. Well, aren't you sweet? Thank you so much. Appreciate you. It was really nice of you. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I did a couple of Bikram yoga classes here at home, which thank goodness I'm at home where nobody can see me on Zoom with my camera off, because I can't do most of the postures anymore. Definitely humbling, very humbling experience. I used to be a Bikram yoga addict. I would do Bikram yoga every day. Sometimes I would do Bikram yoga twice a day. I'm not in shape to do that anymore, I can tell you that. All right, that was a good stretch. Thank you, Bubbles. Now somebody has to pay me to stretch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Maybe you're a standout, stand out. Bubbles, you're a standout, stand out. You're the best, Bubbles. I wonder they call him Bubbles because it's so bubbly. So nice. All right. You know you made it if you get paid to stretch. Ain't that the truth? That's right, Bubbles. You got that right. Ooh. I'm definitely feeling the stretches in some places that haven't been stretched in a while. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for sharing the live. I'm on row 2. This is the pain row of the 6-day blanket. This is the row you have to think on the most. It's really only super scary the first time. And then you get, it kind of sets up the rest of the blanket. So once you get the setup complete, then you're good. Bubbles says, how many blankets do you make per month? Not as many as you might think, because I don't make blankets to sell. I mostly design blankets, so it just depends. Sometimes I take a break and I make a gift for somebody, or I make something. Like I had a couple babies in my life this year that I made blankets for. Even when I do that, though, I usually will use that as an opportunity to make a sample of something. Like one of the babies got the Ridgy Didge Superstar, and I photographed it for the pattern. And then another baby got the 16-point Superstar, and I photographed that for the pattern. But I did a lot of star blankets last year. I have made a couple of videos about all the different star blankets I did in 2023. In September, I did a star blanket September. A lot of people were doing stash bust September, and I did star blanket September, and I think I made 3 or 4 star blankets that month. But I had a weird year. I interrupted what I had planned to do some projects for Knitting Fever. They sent me a bunch of Noro, so I interrupted what I was doing to do those Noro blankets. And I also did some new baby blankets with the Ridgy Didge, and I did a new Tranquility Stripe, which I only did in baby blanket form. So I didn't complete all my goals for 2023, but I got some Noro. It's beautiful but kind of rough. Well, it can be rough if it's got a high wool content. I love it. It's my favorite yarn of all time. It's 100% wool. Which Noro is it? What am I doing? Oopsie. Okay, I did an extra double crochet. Oh goodness, that ain't right. That's not gonna fly. All right, I gotta do something. I'm gonna do this. It just says Noro, the rest is not in English. Usually it has the name of the yarn, the name of the variety of yarn on the label somewhere. Like, let's see. I just happen to have one right here. Tsubami. That is the name of the yarn. This one is 50% silk, 25% wool, and 25% polyamide. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet. That kind. Yeah, but they all look like this. And this one is not 100%. It's Ito. Yeah. So it'll say it right here, Ito. Is that a 4-weight? And how many do you have of it? Julian says, I'm looking forward to the hooded pocket shawl. It's on my to-do list. I'm going to get that to you ASAP. Heather says, I have never worked with Noro before. It's also pretty. I would need a separate Noro shelf in my stash so I wouldn't have to touch any of my... Yep. You have 4 of them. It's probably enough to do like a hexagon cardigan with or something like that. If you live in a climate where a wool sweater will is something you can wear. You have 5. I don't know how much is on the Ito, but I used 6 for a blanket and made a very large blanket. You don't do wearables. Check out the 6-day beach house blanket. I used 6 tsubamis for the beach house blanket, but you could do it. You can make it a little smaller, or you could do a star blanket with it, 6-day star blanket. If you don't do a 6-day something with that yarn, I'm going to be really mad. You don't do wearables. That's understandable. I would do a 6-day star blanket with it. That way you could start in the middle, you could work your way out, and when you were out of yarn, you could be done. But it's going to be gorgeous. I haven't done a star blanket with Noro yet. Is it on your bucket list for this year? Sure. I mean, I have these tsubamis right here. I have 6 of them. And this is enough for a beach house blanket, a 6-day beach house blanket. I was thinking about doing a great granddaddy, 6-day great granddaddy blanket with these. And I was also thinking about doing a star, but I haven't decided. They've just been sitting here. It's like Heather said, they're precious. I buy it from Knitting Fever because I'm a supplier for them. I did 3 pattern kits for them last year, and they gave me a wholesale account, so I can sell you their yarn. Andrew says I vote for the star. Yeah, so I get it straight from the supplier. And I sell the kits on my site. So if you want the Tsubami kit, and I have a 6-day star shawl and a 6-day a superstar shawl that I did with the Noro Yukata, which is a silk blend. I hate to go so soon, but I have to get dinner ready. You all have a great night, and thanks again, Betty, for all your patterns and all the work you do. It's inspiring. Thank you so much, KL. I appreciate your kind words so much. I think that Bubbles wants you to join in on making a Noro star with us. Okay, have a good night. Have a good dinner. Oh, Andrew, come on. Seriously, pattern designer. I don't have yarn. I've got excuses for days. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll have a whole box of yarn to put in the mail for you, so there. Hi, thanks for following. Just frogged an 8-sided tablecloth. Jeez. The whole thing? Hmm. Are you using a pattern? Freehanding it. Wow. Yeah, my one grandmother used to crochet stuff freehand, like those pineapple tablecloths and doilies, and um I don't know how she did it. Making it out of thread. Yeah, she would use like crochet cotton, and she would make these big projects, and these dolls that I always thought were kind of weird, but she, like the plastic dolls with the big skirts, she would make these big skirts on them, and they would just be like free-handed. And I would ask my mom, like, where'd she get the pattern for that? And she was like, she just makes it up. Hey, Sky, it's a Furls Odyssey hook, and they're not making them anymore. So you have to get them on the black market. Just kidding. You can get them on like eBay or wherever. Secondhand market, I guess I should say. They said they're going to come up with a new version of it, but the people who were making them retired. I started frogging it. Now my husband is finishing that for me. Well, that's nice. I don't know. I haven't been feeling really well. I don't know what I'm saying half the time. I went to the grocery store earlier and I bought some fried chicken from the deli, and it had a sticker on it that said 50 cents off, use me now, peel here. And so I peeled the sticker and I scanned it in the machine, and it said insert the coupon into the machine, and I've never had to do that before. And so I stuck the coupon in where you're supposed to put coins. Next thing you know, the grocery store people are coming over and they're like, did you have a coupon? And yet I was like, yeah, I put it in here. And they're like, ma'am, that's where the coins go. And there it says coins, and it's flashing coins, coins, coins. My dumbass thought it said coupons. I'm just like, I've been sick. I'm not feeling well. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, I've been sick. I'm not feeling well, and I don't know what I'm saying. There is a secondhand market for the Furls hooks, and I know there's a Facebook group. I've seen people who get them on Poshmark, and I have seen them for sale on eBay, but they're overpriced. So I would ask around. and see who has furls that they don't want anymore, and if they will sell them to you. Furls Odyssey. They have other hooks, but the Odyssey is my favorite hook that they have. It's an ergonomic hook and it's weighted. So if you hold your hook like this is not the hook for you. It's only for overhanders. So if you hold it pencil grip, you're not going to like it. Get one of their streamlines instead. Have you seen these videos? I think they're really cute, where somebody wants to frog something and they give it to the boyfriend and he runs down the street with it. Of course, it would make a great video, but it wouldn't be really great if you wanted to keep the yarn clean and reuse it. Yes, so funny, but like you said, not useful. I taught my ex-husband how to weave in ends. He wove in ends on some stuff for me a couple times. He couldn't stand the idea of unfinished projects. And I was like, well, I don't like doing that part. And he said, well, show me how to do it and I'll do it. So I did. I showed him how to do it. And he wove in a bunch of ends on a bunch of projects I had sitting there in a basket. So my marriage wasn't a complete waste. Crack myself up. I got 2 kids and some ends woven in. Oh, man. I'm not right. I'm not right in the head right now. I'm telling you, I have not been feeling good. Stuff is coming out of my mouth. It's just coming out. I think I need to take some Robitussin and lie down. Sorry. I'm going to finish up this row and I'm going to do one more. I'm going to end on row 4, which, by the way, with your 6-day blanket, you should always end on row 4. But I just want to get back over to this side, which is where I mark the, is it? Yes, this is where I mark the, how much I've done. So this is day 7 of the actual crocheting the blanket, but I had 5 days of workup. Wow, did I really? I did a bunch of swatching and talking, and I find that just really amazing to think that I had 5 whole days of what was I doing? Swatching and talking before actually. I should probably go back and do some editing. I kind of want to do a row 5 too, then I'll be all ready for a ridgy row when I come back. Well, we'll see how I do. How long have I been on? 2.5 hours. Yeah. It's not good for me to stay on here much longer than 2 or 3 hours at a time. 2 is a good amount. I did get up and stretch though, thanks to Bubbles. I've run out of funny things to say and I've started saying weird stuff, so probably about time for me to call it a night. Thank you, Mrs. Duckman. If you go over to YouTube, you'll see a more accurate, the colors are more accurate over there. Not really super accurate here. Like this is more peachy pink, and this is more rust than orange. Yeah, I'm Betty McKnit everywhere. I chose colors I felt excited about. And then I had some colors that I didn't feel as excited about, and I sent those to Andrew. So hopefully Andrew will be more excited about them than I was. Can make something exciting with them. Wonder how many cough drops I went through. I did better than I thought I would. I was worried that I wasn't really going to be able to talk. But I'm happy to be able to go live again. Man, that was rough. I kept saying, I want to go live. I want to go live tonight. And then I was just not in any shape to do it. It's 60 inches wide, and the finished length will be around 70 inches. It's the 6-day kid blanket. The stitches are a pattern called the 6-day blanket. This is the Ridgy Didge version. Sadly, I'm off to behave like a responsible adult, entirely against my will. Have a lovely weekend. You have a good weekend too. I've been wanting to do this pattern, just get sidetracked and work on something else. You don't have to make it this big. You can pretty much make it in any size. Is there a type of yarn you recommend? You can do it with any yarn. I don't recommend those blanket yarns or those velvet yarns, but I know people have used them and they turn out okay. I just think I think the pattern gets a little lost in them. People really, I think this pattern lends itself really well to the self-striping cake yarns because of the variation in this different stitches. The mid-row color changes aren't, real obvious. So, and you can also, I've done a lot of projects where I alternate the cakes, different colorways of the cakes. So yeah, I love cake yarn, the mandala bonus bundle, Lion Brand mandala bonus bundle, the Karen cakes, Karen big cakes, Karen anniversary cakes. They look great. The cakes work up great. The yarn I'm using right here is Lion Brand's Respun. Not my favorite to work with, but I think I like the idea of it being a recycled yarn. I mean, if you join my Facebook group, you can take a look at some of the yarns that people have used. I mean, it's literally almost any yarn. And I have lots of help for resize options. Like you can do a chunky version with fewer points and make a decent sized throw blanket. I've had people that may have made like king and queen size bed spreads with this pattern. The original was a toddler size blanket, which is why it's called 6 days. Because it only took 6 days to work up. But even though it probably will take you longer than 6 days if you upsize, it still works up really fast. I mean, you can see just tonight I started down here tonight. I've been working for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I used to make my blankets 50 by 60, and then I had people that were saying they wanted larger blankets. I'm a pretty short person, so 50 by 60 is a good sized blanket for me. I'm only 5 feet tall. Then I did the 6-day man blanket. I made it a little bit bigger. I made it like 60 by 72 or something like that. And then people were making them like 84 inches long because the man wanted the blanket to be really long for him, you know. This is a very versatile pattern, and there's lots of different ways to stripe it. So just depending on which row you change colors on, you will get a blanket that looks different every time. That's why people make this blanket over and over and over again and just stripe it different ways. There's so many endless ways that you can work this one up. This particular version is, we call this the Ridgy Didge. It has a textured ridge row on it, and we change rows between 5 and 6 between the 2 double crochet rows. Started a blanket for my husband. It was only supposed to be a lap blanket, but it ends up being a king size blanket once it's done. Well, that's probably not going to happen to you with this blanket because we're going to help you plan it out. You have to make a swatch and measure it and do a little math. This isn't one of those chain until you get the size, you know, chain so many inches and do the same stitch over and over again. You have to put a little planning into it ahead of time, and then you make the blanket exactly the size you want. Oh, okay. Well, my overhead camera died, so I'm just going to complete this row. I'm not going to mess around with the camera anymore tonight. I'm just going to complete this row. I'm halfway there. Only have this much to go. I've never done one of those C2C blankets. It looks, I'm sorry to say this, it looks boring. To be honest, I don't spend too much time making other people's stuff. I'm too busy working on my own designs. Oops. I usually end up making for someone all the time. I haven't kept anything I've made. You should definitely make something just for yourself. You should pick out the very best yarn, your favorite colors, something you'll really enjoy working on. Have a passion project, something you've always wanted to try. Make it just for you. Still new at crocheting, and I feel like everything I try to make is messy. How do I help that? What do you mean messy? I mean, are you trying to make something beyond your skill level? Go back to your basics. Start at the beginning. A lot of the time we don't want to start at the beginning. We want to jump right to intermediate or advanced. Practice, practice, practice. I agree with that too. But make something at your skill level. Also, if you're new to crochet, like, don't be tempted to cut corners. You know, people like to say, oh, I'll never chain and work into a foundation chain again. You know, now that I've learned foundation single crochet. Well, foundation single crochet isn't right for every project. Make sure the techniques that you're doing are right for your project and not just the easiest or the quickest, or, I mean, look out for ways that people are trying to promote cutting corners, tying knots, things like that. Knots will make your work messy, and they don't really belong in a crochet project, if you ask me. Weaving in your ends, taking the time to do things properly will yield better results every time. Make sure you have the right materials, make sure you have the right hook for your yarn, the right size hook. Don't be afraid to rip it out and start over. If you make a mistake, don't be afraid to rip it out. Don't just keep going if there's a mistake there. Take it out, go back, be patient. Cutting corners, being in a hurry. Those are things that usually end up making messy work. You're still at the basics. And just keep practicing. It takes practice. Keep it simple. You'll get there. All right, my friends. Excuse me. I guess I did a little bit more than I usually do. Make swatches, practice the basic stitches. That's good advice. I mean, often when we start crocheting, we're like, well, what am I making? You're just making a sample swatch. You know, don't try to jump right into making a scarf or a sweater. Just start out by making a swatch. Just a practice swatch, and you know, learn your basics and get it right. All right. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Oh wow, and this is all the longer it is. Whoops. Twenty-three and a half inches. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stripes out of a total of 23. I had a long way to go. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. And stay warm, stay safe, stay well. Happy crocheting till I see you again. Bye.